Okay.
Hello, hello. Hi. Can you hear
Hello.
me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? All right, perfect. All right, so welcome to the SEO Masterclass. So I was just going to give a brief introduction, and we will wait for the participants. So I'm going to introduce myself, then Isabel. So please introduce yourself in the chat box. So I'm from France and I'm in Paris. So tell me where you're from and what you're doing at the moment in the chat box. And so I'm Julie. I am the founder of Groovy Movement. So I'm very excited to have you here today. So Groovy Movement is a platform of mentorship and training for women, created for women and by women. So our goal today is to feature expert female entrepreneurs, digital nomad, and women in tech. So we inspire you to actually get into the digital field, and we also give you the tools and the support to do it. So today we have a special guest. So this is Isabel. She's there. And so she's a digital nomad. She's a full-time traveler, travel blogger as well from Singapore. She's an SEO expert, and she will share with us a precious knowledge today and tonight. So please turn on your camera so I can see a lot of people turn the camera on. So this is amazing. And so we want the session to be very interactive. So please ask some questions and do not hesitate to participate to the workshop and ask questions in the chat box. So now I will let Isabel start the masterclass. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Julie. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Cool, cool. Yeah, feel free to put your messages in the chat box at any point if there's any technical glitch or you can't hear me properly. But let me start sharing my screen. Okay, cool. Can you all see this?
Yes, we can.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Really excited to have you guys be here, and thank you so much for setting time aside to attend this live webinar. So today we're going to talk about SEO. In case you guys don't know what it is, this masterclass will tell you everything about it. And I've intended this course to be really interactive, and so I'd love to hear from you, and I value each one of your input. So don't be shy to use the comment box to chime in at any time during the class. And so I hope you guys maybe have a pen and paper on hand to take notes, or if any ideas come to mind at any point during this class, close your other tabs, eliminate any other distractions. And if you stick right till the end, I have a special freebie for you. If you guys have any questions at any point in time, we'll have some time during the end of the course of the class to have a Q&A session. So feel free to ask then. So in case some of you are unfamiliar with me, I'm mostly known for my travel blog, Bell Around the World, which I've been running since 2015. Feel free to connect with me on Instagram, where I'm most active on, or if you decide to take an Insta story at any point in time during this class, do tag me so I can repost and connect with you guys. So because writing came naturally to me, I really enjoyed journaling. So I've been blogging since 2006, and yeah, I've been in the blogging world since then. And in 2015, because I was addicted to life abroad and new discoveries, this travel blog was born when I went on my uni exchange in France. And throughout this whole time, throughout my years of experience blogging and digital marketing and learning all the online marketing tricks, I was able to take my blog full time and earn an income entirely online without being in a fixed location or to a fixed employer. So that's being a digital nomad for you. So like right now, I'm currently in Mexico, and in tonight I'll fly to Medellin, and then in Colombia, and then in Bolivia in a couple of months. So if you guys happen to be in the area, let's definitely connect. Which reminds me, where are you guys from? Where are you guys based in? I'm curious to know. You can put it in your chat box where you guys are from. I'm so curious. Oh, we've got people from everywhere. India and the US and Europe, Nepal. Wow, nice. Yeah, that's really cool that everyone's coming together from all over. So in the past 2.5, 3 years, I've been traveling full time. This travel blog is now my gateway to experience adventures I never thought I would ever do when I was in my early 20s. So since embarking on this journey, I've been honored to be in speaking engagements, been invited to guest speak in podcasts, as well as been featured in newspapers. I've partnered with various top travel and hospitality brands around the world, both as a content creator and a digital marketing consultant. So why am I telling you all these? I want to show you that all these accolades are the result of one factor. I'm not trying to show off, but I want to show you that it's the result of increasing my traffic. And because of that, I was able to build my authority as a travel expert and then become trusted and vouched for by all these different brands. Yeah, these are some of the activities I was able to do in my travels around the world in New Zealand, South Africa, and all these opportunities were presented to me after establishing myself as a travel expert. So how would you like to live a life like this? Maybe not in the field of traveling per se, but how would you like to do something that matters to you, where you can make a difference in your own littlest ways, where you can be regarded as an expert in your field, where people will turn to you for advice on whatever it is you specialize. Perhaps that's the reason why you have your business idea. Can you imagine how much your life can change when you're able to generate leads on autopilot? How much time you'll be able to free up and how much more income you may make? Comment yes in the chat box if that's something you aspire to do. So why am I telling you all this? If I want to show you that if an average girl can achieve her dream of blogging full time, achieve work freedom, and be regarded as an expert in travel, and be here to share all about SEO with you and how it can help you today, then you shouldn't be afraid to pursue your own business dreams too. So one of my students, Fiona, who after diligently using the SEO strategies that I taught, she was able to achieve evident traffic results in just 1 month. And this was all, even though her blog was just a few months old at the point of time. She was able to rank, she was actually able to rank from page 5 to page 10 on Google search to page 1 on Google. Her latest achievements included a spike of impressions. And even though this was like a baby blog, this was really a mean feat. These are other examples of keywords that I have my articles ranking the first page on. I hope you guys can see it. It's not too small, right? So the higher your article is ranking on Google, the greater your visibility, and the more people will click to your website. So because of this, because I was able to increase my traffic and my readers to my website, I was able to earn a full-time income just from blogging, when people thought that blogging was a hobby thing, something that you do part-time. And I did all this without selling a single product or service on my travel blog. So imagine how much more you can earn if you have an e-commerce shop or if you have a service that you're promoting and your pages rank on the first page of Google. So let me guess, you guys are here because, comment yes if you're struggling with any of this. You want to increase your brand awareness, but you're not sure how, beyond running social media, beyond putting content on social media and running ads. Maybe you've heard this advice countless of times. You have to be present on all social media platforms. You have to post consistently, yet you still struggle with lead generation. Or maybe you have a website, but you're generating little or no traffic. Or maybe you're sick of, you've tried advertising, but then it yields very little return. You're not sure just how to make leads come to you. You're not sure how to attract your target audience. Comment yes if you're struggling with any of this. If you are, then my friend, you're in the right place. Today, we will cover exactly how the importance of content for every business, or rather about content marketing, what exactly is SEO and why it can be a game changer for your business, what all top ranking articles have in common, how to brainstorm topics surrounding your niche, and how to write SEO-friendly articles, how to do proper keyword research, and what is the best on-page SEO practices to take away from. So at the end of today, you'll be able to brainstorm content related to your brand, reinforce your expertise in your area of specialty, and most importantly, learn how to research keywords in your niche, and write SEO-friendly articles that actually rank. So one of my students, Joreen, she said after months of writing blog posts for a really low number of visitors, she was really struggling with getting people entering her blog because nobody knew about it. So after she was struggling with that, she felt it was time to start with SEO. And after taking the course, she found it really easy to follow. And it was full of important tips. And most importantly, she's really excited that she's seeing improvement in her Google rankings and in her traffic these days. And so let's talk about your business objective. What is your business objective? Do you want to make a difference? Do you want to make lives easier with your product or service? Maybe make more sales or let more people know about what you're selling? Then how do you go about doing that? How do you get more people to know about it? Through marketing, right? So let's look at a typical marketing funnel. Imagine someone, let's call her Julia. She doesn't know anything about your product or service. Your first job then is to make her aware of your product, which is the top of the funnel. You want to pick her interest after that by helping her realize a need for your product. And then you want to develop trust between you and her by showing her your expertise and whatever you're promoting, whatever you're an expert for. And after much consideration and evaluation, eventually convince her that your product or service is the best fit for her. So this is a typical funnel for turning leads into paying customers. And let's look at it from another way. We know that Julia is our perfect target audience, right? Your product solves her exact need. The first step then is to get her attention, followed by nurturing her trust, and then eventually turning her into a customer. So for the purpose of today's class, we'll be focusing on how to increase awareness and generate leads. And so what kind of marketing strategies do you have in place to promote your product or service? Maybe it's social media or running ads, or maybe you rely solely on word of mouth. So let's break it down. We talk about social media. The pros of it, definitely it's free. You can create content as much as you want. You can let your creativity flow as much as you want. The only downside is you would have to put in consistent effort to produce content. You would have to brainstorm content all the time. And with social media, your reach is limited to the set number of followers that you have. So if you're struggling with growing followers, then that's another consideration to have in place. And then with Facebook or with Instagram, your new content would bury your old content. No one's really going to scroll through every single picture that you post and read through every single caption that you write. And also, when it comes to maybe Instagram or Pinterest or TikTok, it's mostly an aesthetic platform. So unless your product or your service is really aesthetically pleasing, if let's say you're running a face-to-face kind of business, if you're running something more abstract, then it might be a bit hard to get into social media and be successful in it. And then let's talk about digital ads. It's great because for every penny you put in, you can measure the exact results. You can target the exact audience that you want. But then again, you would have to constantly throw in money. And unless you can figure the whole algorithm out, sometimes you might not even get the leads that you want and convert them. And in today's information age, we as users are primed to ignore ads because people can be guarded if they think they're being sold to. So ads are no longer as effective. Hands down, word of mouth is going to be the most effective form of marketing because I'm getting recommendations from my circle of friends, from people that I trust. So naturally, I would trust anything they recommend, right? If you're able to nurture your customers into your brand's advocates, then they become your biggest supporters. These are the people who would recommend your product without you even asking them to. So the thing is, unless you have a huge network of supporters that you've already nurtured and turned them into raving fans, this can be, you can only reach a limited number of people. And especially if you're a new business owner and you don't quite have a pool of customers yet, then this might not be the most reliable way of promotion. My friends, so today I want to introduce you to a new form of marketing, which is content. Why do I say that? So let's see. In this internet age, what users want now is to be informed. They want to know if they're making the right shopping choice. So for example, between choosing between Nike or Adidas or ASICS shoes, how will you decide which is good for running long distance? How will you decide which is better for trail? Do you look at who advertises better? No. You Google articles, you Google reviews that people have done. I mean, is that what you do too? If you're looking for like the best home blender. So yeah, like I said, we as users are now primed to ignore ads. The cat is lost. Yeah, we as users are primed to ignore ads. If you watch YouTube, do you really go through the ads, or do you have an ad blocker? People can be guarded if they think that they are being sold to. And so advertisements are no longer as effective, which is why the moral of the story is education is the new marketing. If there's anything you take out of this class, it's that you want to constantly provide value for your audience. Your audience don't like being sold to. They like being taught, guided, and advised. So teaching about what your business is about positions you as an authority simply by virtue of the fact that you're showing them how to do something. When someone is open to what you're teaching, they inherently trust information and advice that you're sharing. More and more consumers these days are demanding honest and straight information about products so that they can make their own buying decisions at their own speed. Do you agree with that? By providing them with important knowledge, your company will form a strong relationship between you and your customers, as you are considered the most helpful in their quest to learn before deciding what to buy. So creating this relationship between your audience that sees you as a teacher sets you up to be perceived as the domain expert on your subject matter. Then when it comes to them purchasing something, you'll find that these people whom you've taught not only want to pay you, they're even willing to pay more for your expertise because you're positioned yourself as the expert in the subject matter. So for example, if you're selling mattresses, educate your customers on why a solid good night's sleep is important. Talk about the science of sleep. So going back to our marketing funnel, sales increase when you honestly evaluate what your target audience needs and then teach them the value of what you're selling. It helps your potential customer to see what they need, why they need it, and how your products can help solve the problem. So for example, if your business is about supplements, teach them about the importance of nutrition, why it's important to take certain vitamins, the best juices for certain sicknesses. If your business is about interior designing, teach them about color matching or how to use space or light or texture to spruce up your home. By sharing all this information that revolves around your product or service, you can help your readers see that your company, based on all the information that you've shared, will indeed be the best choice without telling them in their face to like constantly buy this, buy this, buy this. Selling to people who truly want to hear from you because you've been sharing useful information with them is far more effective than interrupting strangers online while they're watching YouTube videos who don't even know you via paid advertising. Now that we know the importance of content for a business, how do you then use content to generate awareness and interest? The first two pillars of the marketing funnel. The answer is search engine optimization. So what is it? It's optimizing content for the search engines. So for example, Google search, when you type in queries to answer your questions, or Yahoo search, or if you're using Bing, and it uses different factors to rank your articles. It's all about getting your articles ranking at the top of search queries as highly as possible. For example, this Labuan Bajo search term that I put in on Google, I have this is the Google search result page. It shows you a few articles and then it shows you image results. So depending on what you search on, it could be a video that turns out. So SEO applies not only to content, but also to images, to YouTube, and even if you're on Pinterest. Once you master the fundamentals of SEO, you are ready to take on content on all these different platforms, whichever works best for your business. We've already established that content is important for your business. It's required to create brand awareness, followed by your audience's trust in you as a subject expert. Now, what if you've written hundreds of articles, but none of them are seen by anyone, except for the limited few that you push out to on your social platforms? This is where SEO comes into play. So, okay, think of SEO as a bridge that links what you're sharing with your target audience. You can have a million articles, but without SEO knowledge, all those articles and all the valuable knowledge that you're sharing will just be buried in the millions of web pages online. So let me give you some illustrations of SEO in practice. This is a snapshot of a traffic of an affiliate post where I was promoting hotels to stay in my travel blog. So in just 3 months since it was published, it grew from 0 to 300 over weekly page views. And within 6 months, it drove over $6,800 in hotel bookings via referrals, just from this post. I only had to publish a well-written post in the beginning, and everything else that happened after, the traffic and the affiliate revenue, it just happened on its own. I didn't have to really pay any attention to that post. I didn't have to constantly be promoting that post on social media. So now imagine, how would you like if you could publish one post, let it sit on your website on its own, and then start earning affiliate commissions or start attracting your potential customers on autopilot, even when you're asleep. So this is another of my students. She's a mommy. She writes about mommy topics and pregnancy topics. And in the beginning, yes, so she mentioned, I truly appreciate this course as it isn't just a quick subscribe, listen, and walk away. She continuously goes back to reference these important tools. And as she developed the different areas of her business, she has found that SEO is indeed the most important thing. SEO is what helps rank on your site. At this point, I have to say that it's not just about ranking on Google. It's about being number one. One study analyzed over 80 million keywords and billions of search results just to understand how users engage on the search engine result pages. It showed that the first result that you see in Google search has an average click-through rate of 28.5%. So if 100 people are searching for a particular keyword a month, 30 of them will click through on the first result. If you're on page 4 or even lower, then less than 10 people are going to click through to your article each month. That's why it's so important to rank as high on Google search as possible. And this is the purpose of the class, and I'm going to teach you how today. So what I love about SEO is that it's passive, which means you really just have to write one post as long as it's optimized for Google and just let it stay online on the internet web. It's also targeted. So if you are, what I mean by that is, if you are looking for a specific audience that searches for specific things, like if you wanted to be an expert in home blenders, then you want to target those people who are searching for home blenders. And so that's why it's really targeted. Also, it's measurable. You have Google Analytics to measure demographics. You can use Google Analytics to see what kind of content your users are reading about, and then maybe write more about the content. You can study your results from there. And most importantly, it's totally free. You don't have to constantly worry about paying ads just to show it to the right audience. At this point, I have to tell you that if you're looking for instant fame or instant success, then this is not for you. Maybe you would rather, it's better if you stick to advertising, because SEO is a marathon. Based on my experience with different sites, I would say a general rule of thumb is between 2 to 6 months that you notice results after implementing the correct strategies. And then from then on, it could stay mostly consistent. The traffic will come and go, but you still get traffic day in and day out. So now the $1,000,000 question: how can SEO help your business? Remember this business workflow? The first stage is where SEO comes into play. This is how you get tons and tons of lead generation without having to pay a single dollar for ads. Now let's dive into the characteristics of top ranking articles. What does a top ranking article look like, and how can you write articles that Google likes? Basically, there are 3 main building blocks that make up a top ranking SEO-friendly article. It has to solve your user questions. It has to deliver a good user experience. And you also want links. You also want other people linking to your website, which we call backlinks. Backlinks is a whole different topic on its own. So for the purpose of this foundation class, we would just focus on the first 2. So now let's break it down further on what makes an SEO-friendly content. What topics can you write that solves user questions? What kinds of questions are your target audience asking? Here are 4 core ideas that will stimulate a mountain of ideas for you. First, what do your audience want to read about? You can think about this, brainstorm, go into the minds of your audience. One really handy website is answerthepublic.com. So if you key in just the core keyword, sorry about the noise, it's the Mexico trucks. So if you just key in the main topic that you want to write about, it formulates a bunch of different questions that are found on the net that people have been searching for. You can try this website out, it's totally free. Secondly, what topics are you excited and passionate to write and share about? Think about yourself. What would you want to write? Because eventually you're the one creating this content and you want to be consistent with it. You want to be excited to share and write about it. After all, it's going to be a long-term thing, right? Thirdly, what kind of seasonal content is relevant in your niche? So for example, if you're in the health and fitness industry, January would be great for New Year resolutions. December or the winter season would be great for writing about home workout ideas and how to stay motivated to work out in the winter. If you're in the tech field, maybe you want to write more topics surrounding Cyber Monday when everybody's Googling about tech stuff. Really basically just idea dump. If you can think of anything right now, just write it down. Doesn't matter what it is. And lastly, if you're thinking of making money via your website content, affiliate is a route to consider. So for example, if I had a digital nomad website, I would write about different productivity tools for working on the road, such as like Dropbox or Google Drive or Asana, different tools to share. And with that, you can place your affiliate links and earn a commission from there if people do click through and buy from your links. You can even write about the best gadgets to use on the road. Really just idea dump. In the previous slide, you saw some generic ideas on how to generate content ideas by thinking about how to pick the brains of your target audience. So those are broad ideas and they're good. I really recommend going through that step before moving on to keyword research. So think about brainstorming as getting ideas for your broad topics. Keyword research then goes into detail those topics and validate those broad ideas by using data to filter down into more specific topics. So your question might be, yeah, why bother about keyword research? So you may have a million articles that you've published, but what use is it if A, no one's searching about it, or B, it's so competitive that it's impossible for you to rank on the first page of Google. By competitive, I mean websites like Wikipedia or Forbes or CNN, they've already covered everything about that topic. So you most likely won't get a chance to rank on the first page. Then there is no point targeting that keyword. So with keyword research, you can use it to find different keyword variations, different angles to approach your topic. You can even access your competitors, what keywords they're ranking for, what are their top pages, who's linking to them, etc. And then copy their strategies and become better. And use them to, further improve on your own content. So now let's focus on how to find strong keywords that your website would have the highest potential to rank on. Just to show you quickly how important keyword research is to skyrocketing my traffic, this is my organic traffic result in the years between 2017 to 2019. So I've been using key search during the beginning of 2018. Key search is a keyword research tool that I swear by. And since 2018, you can see what a life-changing experience it has been for my traffic growth. Without properly targeting keywords, I would probably still be drowned in the millions of articles on the internet and not have achieved such a steadily increasing traffic growth. Here are some well-known keyword research tools out there. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but yeah, it's out there. Make no mistake, there are free keyword research tools out there, such as Google Keyword Planner, as you might be familiar with, but the free ones just don't have as comprehensive tracking tools, nor are they as accurate as these dedicated keyword research tools. So before you get put off by the price, I want to tell you that they offer free limited time trials if you want to try any of these out. I've experimented with a few of these, and unless you're doing keyword research on a B2B large scale, key search is what I use. It's more than enough to meet the demands of what you need, and it's only $17 per month. I've been a loyal user of key search in the past few years, and I can say that it is more than enough. As a partner of key search, I'm really happy to share this discount code if you'd like to try it out with them. I'm also going to paste it in case you want to check it out, the link to key search. Yeah, you can cancel at any time. So no obligations to do a year-long subscription if you're afraid you won't utilize it as frequently. And so, of course, there's always the option to use Google to do your keyword research for you. It's completely free and it can be a good starting point. And so I'm going to share some tricks today for you to do it. And so if you're on desktop, we can do this together. I want you to open a new tab on your desktop and go type google.com. And then think of a main keyword that your business is about. So I know one of my students here, Brooke, I don't know if she's still here, but she wants to teach Korean as a language. So you can type that into your Google search. And before you click enter, don't click enter yet. You can see a drop down of other related terms that Google will generate. Okay, you guys see that on your own Google search page. So these are some long tail keyword ideas that you can think about using. And then now, let's say you hit enter, the search result page appears. Depending on the keywords that you're searching, there may be a people also ask section. So if you're not sure what I'm referring to, you can come back to my presentation and I've got a screenshot over there. So yeah, based on what you're typing, there might be this people also ask section when you scroll down through Google search result page. So these are other long tail keyword ideas that you can think about using. And then when you scroll right to the bottom to the search result page of your search result page, you'll see a searches related to your keyword. So I've got a screenshot over here if you don't know what I'm referring to, but basically just scroll right down to the end of Google search and you can use all these as keywords to answer the questions of potential users that will read your article. I hope you're getting what I mean. If you have any questions, feel free to drop your questions below in the comments. And so some of the ranking factors that affect whether or not the keywords you choose stand a chance on ranking #1 on Google searches are your page authority and domain authority, the number of links that you have. So basically, it's the number of links that people are linking to that page. It also counts if your keywords are in your title, in your description, and in your URL slug. I will cover more of all these in the next slides under the best practices for on-page SEO. So I'd love to walk you through how easy it is to use key search, which is this screenshot that I'm sharing, and uncover all its different functionalities. But because we have so much more to cover in this masterclass, I'm going to skip that for now. But my SEO course has videos that walks you through in step-by-step format every single functionality of key search, so you can maximize this tool, from how to access your competitors, to getting content and backlink ideas, to analyzing each of these ranking factors to cleverly pick out keywords that you can definitely rank for, regardless of how young your website is. So with the keywords that you've selected, what do you have to take note of when it comes to writing the actual article? So with your most important keyword, let's say the set of the long tail keyword that you wanted to target, you want it to appear in your heading, your title, your post title, which is the H1 heading, your URL slug. So when people are typing your website, you want your keyword to appear in your website link. You also want it to appear in the first paragraph, ideally. And when it comes to supporting keywords, by that, I mean synonyms for your actual target keywords. So say you're writing about the best TV for your home. And then maybe you want to think about synonyms for your target keywords. For example, like television or TV or screen. So really, really synonyms around your target keywords. You want it to appear in your H2 and H3 headings within the text. In your meta description, which is what appears when you search the Google result page, and then there's a title, and then there's a short description box. That's the meta description. You also want it to appear in your image description. And by that, I mean when you upload an image onto your editor, you want it to appear in your alt text, your title, and your description. You also want to sprinkle it throughout the article. There's also image optimization and the rest of linking structure to talk about. There's just so much to cover about SEO. I could really go on and on about it. But I just want to highlight the most important points for you here so you can get started really easily now. And so the main reason why I have target keywords that is different from supporting keywords is because you don't want to, there is this term called keyword cannibalization that you don't really want to be caught doing. So for example, if you really wanted to rank for a search term like potluck recipes, you don't want to have potluck recipes in every single paragraph, because Google is going to recognize that and they're going to see that you're trying to artificially rank on Google, which will have the reverse effect. And that's why you want your article to sound really natural by using supporting keywords, potluck recipes, and different synonyms related to potluck recipes. So if you're able to follow these guidelines, you're well on your way to ranking on the first page of Google for the keywords you've targeted. And not just your article, even images. One of my clients has seen marked improvement with his traffic. As he mentions, he's improved his organic traffic by up to nearly 500% within the space of a year since properly implementing SEO to his website. So as mentioned, content is really the first step in having an ever-growing audience. SEO will equip you to achieve an ever-growing constant stream of audience that will turn into potential customers. It is the answer to having passive income, money that will come in on autopilot. It's really all about turning your readers from knowing you to liking you and eventually trusting you enough to be your customer and advocates of your brand. So let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. I'll try to answer them with whatever time we have left. And with that, I hope that this course has given you enough starting material to really get started on SEO. I always hear people say that SEO is, wow, so technical and there's so much to do and it's really overwhelming. But if you follow the guidelines that I've taught in the previous slides, you can easily optimize your content and get your website ranking on Google. If you would like to delve more into SEO, I do have a course specifically for business owners called Skyrocket with SEO. It goes more into details of SEO, covers all the different ranking factors you need to know, and shows you exactly how you can rank your website on Google for whatever keywords you want to target. And remember, I talked about the freebie that I would offer if you guys stick right to the end. So as a thank you for really setting time aside to attend this class, I'm offering all live attendees $50 off this course. When you click buy in the link bit.ly/Gurvy SEO, you'll be directed to a page where you can input the coupon code Gurvy in capital letters and then claim your $50 discount. I'm going to paste this on the chat box so it's easy for you to reference. And yeah, Gurvy is the coupon code and it's all in capital letters. And so this coupon code is going to be active for 1 week only. So definitely act fast. Propul's a spirituality coach, and he mentioned that the course is amazing. For someone who didn't have any specific knowledge about SEO in the beginning, this course was eye-opening. I give you the knowledge that you need, and I also provide examples and tools that I can help to really help you see results right away. And for anyone willing to put in the work and learn, this course is really for you. So these are the 5 different modules. It goes into details what we've gleaned through today and much more. So like, for example, in module 1, I teach you exactly how to study your Google Analytics so that you can use your analytics to create content that your audience craves and want to come back for more. We talk about 4 different ways to brainstorm content today, while in module 2, I cover 14 different vastly different ways to brainstorm content and cover all ground. In module 3, I go through step by step via screen recordings on exactly how to use the keyword research tool to uncover different types of keywords that you want to dominate and rank for. And then module 4 talks about all the on-page SEO practices, and I also give you a checklist for you to easily reference. Module 5 is dedicated wholly to backlinks, which is the 3rd ingredient to having a solid SEO presence. So in case you're curious how this course is structured, it's 13 lessons split into 5 bite-sized modules. All this to make it as easy for you to implement SEO to your brand. These are the formulas that you'll take away for life, because you can apply this to every other online platform, whether it's on your website or on YouTube or on Pinterest. As long as there's a search algorithm, the keyword techniques that we'll cover in this course will equip you to conquer all these algorithms. Lastly, I would like to welcome you to our private Facebook community if you're interested in updates and tips on growing your traffic and leads with content. If you have any questions about SEO, you're also free to chime in here, and also to connect with one another and share your business ideas. I'll just paste this Facebook group link on the comment box for direct access to it. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask at this point. I'm Isabel, and it was really great to meet all of you today. Thanks for taking the time out. I hope what we've covered today, you found them useful and that you can implement them into your business right away. You can reach me on all these various platforms if you'd like to keep in touch, or if you have any questions at all, feel free to contact me. So yeah, with that,
we have one question from Malane.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on the AI programs like WriterZen that help you find keywords and track them in your content as you write them?
WriterZen. I honestly have not used that. I've really just, like, I had just been using key search and it's been more than enough. I'm not sure, Julie, have you used them before?
No, I haven't. I don't know it.
Yeah, I haven't used them, but I mean, key search is a paid tool. If you're on WordPress, you will want to download SEO plugins. I really recommend Rank Math. Some of you might have heard of Yoast before. Yeah, but I really recommend Rank Math because it's really easy for beginners. It gives you little instructions step by step if you're totally new to SEO, and it gives you guidelines when you write your content on WordPress. Yeah, Rank Math. Cool. Yeah, looking forward to see you guys in the Facebook group as well. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask.
I don't have a question, but I just wanted to say thanks. This is the first I've heard about SEO, and I think you put it across in a very easy way. I am not good at tech, but that wasn't a barrier. So thanks a lot for taking that into account, and looking forward to interacting with you more.
Yeah, it's totally my pleasure. I really can talk about SEO all day long, and it really applies to every single different industry, different topics. With the internet age, it's really, you can write about anything, and it can be competitive. It can be really niche, so you can really rank really well. So as long as you know how to apply these techniques, you can really rank on Google. Like, for example, I've just been working with a Mexico tour operator, and they were originally struggling with, so with the pandemic, right? They were really struggling with getting sales because no one's entering their shop to inquire about tour bookings anymore. And when we met, he was like, yeah, I really need to get my online presence out there because people are researching about travel these days. They're not really going into shops to inquire about them because of the pandemic. And so because of that, he decided to delve more into SEO, and with my advice, created more content so that he can attract his audience that goes beyond the Mexico market, that he wants to attract the US market, he wants to attract the Canadian market. And so with online content, you can really reach whoever you want, as long as you have the proper keywords that you want to target.
All right, so if we don't have any more questions, I would like to thank you so much for this masterclass, Isabel. That was very, very nice. And thanks for attending the workshop. So I will follow up anyway with the recording. So if you want to watch that another time and you didn't have time to take notes, I will send that to you. And yeah, have a good night, evening, day, wherever you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much. It was really great to see all of you guys.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.